How has Tech changed without Toppin?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they had 2 games, and I think with both of the Bamboy and I'm trying to don't know how to pronounce it, Antuk or whatever, both of the bigs, the centers. I think it gives them more rim protection maybe than what they might have with Toppin. Obviously, he's a dynamic player on the short roll and pocket passes and being able to drive it at you. But I think their coaches do an unbelievable job offensively of adapting and adjusting to their personnel, and they've already done that in a short period of time. So I think you're going to see a team that, again, they're very intentional with their offensive actions and movement and where they want to get the basketball. They'll continue to be that way. And then I think defensively, they've got more ability to be disruptive with the additional length and the rim protection.
How difficult an offense, even without Toppin, are they to deal with, just in terms of how quick they are and how good of shooters they are?
Yeah, I mean, obviously their speed is real. Anderson is as dynamic as any lead guard is in the country in terms of playmaking, decision-making, scoring it, shooting it. And then the minutes that he plays and the effect that he has on the game is tremendous. And then, again, whether it's Petty or whether it's Atwell's unbelievable shooting ability, they just got so many offensive weapons and they've got so much confidence in their ability to score the basketball. And so anytime you have the volume of threes that they shoot and make them at the percentage that they do, that's going to spread the court, and that's going to give you an opportunity to open up some driving lanes and do other things as well. So they're a very well put together team and a team that offensively has tremendous firepower.
How have you seen Anderson grow since you saw him last January?
I think now he commands the whole game, right? He expects his team to win. He knows where to pick his spots. He's capable of going out like he did last game. I mean, scoring 30 if he needs to. He's very smart late in possessions in the decisions and the plays that he makes. So I think he's one of those guys that just, he knows what the game needs from him and what his teammates need from him. And so if that's a high assist total, if it's get to the foul line, if it's knock down a bunch of shots, he's just a very complete player and understands how to make his team win.
After Houston, you talked about offensive rebounding on free throws and how that's very intentional with you guys. Without giving away any state secrets, could you kind of fill us in on what you look for or in those sections that you look at?
Yeah, I just think more than anything, like offensive rebounding is something that's very important to us, and whether that's on a foul shot or a jump shot or a play we're not able to finish at the rim for one reason or another, we want to have great effort on the offensive glass, and free throw rebound's just another opportunity to do that. We've earmarked that as something that, for us to be at our best this year, the offensive rebounding's got to be really productive, and we've got to cash in on the points, whether it's scoring them at the rim or kicking the basketball out and getting a shot out of it. So I think it's so important for us to keep having great effort to the offensive glass, regardless of the situation. And then, we've been fortunate in some of those free throw situations. We've been able to chase them down and get extra possessions that way.
This team came together 9 months ago. It's a long process. How enjoyable is it to have so much to play for at this point?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, you want to be playing meaningful basketball games late February going into March. We're very fortunate for that. Proud of our guys for how they've continued to work and the work that they put into practice every day, how they play for each other, how they share the basketball. I mean, there's a lot of positives and a lot in front of us, but right now there's one game, there's one opportunity. So I think with that being said, we need to have a great practice, each day that's in front of us, great film sessions, and then carry that forward to be at our best. That next opportunity is at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
How do you keep your team calm in this chaos?
Yeah, I mean, I think greatest form of leadership is example, right? So I think how I carry myself and conduct myself in those moments probably is a greater indicator of how our team might do than even what I tell them to do. I think they're going to watch your actions a lot more than you listen to their words. So that's something we really work on. And also when you have a veteran group, you have guys that you trust to the extent that we trust our players and believe in our guys, and we've been in those situations together before. You can call upon those experiences and those opportunities you've had together. Hopefully those show up for you in those key moments.
What is the status of Ken after coming off the bench against Utah?
Yep, he's fully healthy, fully cleared, ready to go.
Are you seeing him compete with Plata in full practice at full intensity like you have earlier in the year?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. No, he was great today, and those guys, we like that healthy competition every single day, and those guys, they get better as a result of it.
What was bothering Blake?
He's had some headaches. I think it was just I think one of those things you get later in the season, and I think it was something that he did a great job of dealing with, but we just wanted to make sure that we were acting in his best interest in terms of his well-being and health.
How would you describe the season Joshua's having right now?
I mean, look, Joshua's worked incredibly hard. If you look at the offseason, from his body, his development, his skill level, his three-point shooting, so many areas of his game. The thing that I feel like stands out the most is his defensive intensity. Our team is at our absolute best when Joshua's flying around on defense, and he's really taken a leadership role and committed to that. And I think, when he's out there flying around and he has great communication and he's defending at such a high level, he can guard any position on the court. That allows us to generate more turnovers and get out and go. So it's, you can look at the stats and see the progress in all the other areas, but to me, the most impressive thing is from a leadership standpoint, the physical standpoint, how he's changed his body, the work he's put in his nutrition continually and recovery, and then I think also just overall for him, that defensive mindset and mentality that's allowed him to be the aggressor on offense as well.
You've coached a number of All-Americans. How does this season slot into some of those seasons that you've been a part of?
Yeah, no, it's right up there with any of them. I mean, when you're going to talk about somebody for an All-American, your team has to win. You have to have a significant impact on winning in multiple ways, and then you need to be someone that demonstrates leadership, especially in the face of adversity. And Joshua stands for all those things. And he's an incredibly cerebral player. He's somebody that always is thinking a step ahead. He cares so much about a job well done and team success and those things. So I would take the season that he's having up against any, and I know with how he continues to work and what I've seen on the practice court that he's got some great moments ahead. It's not something that's in the rear view. It's a climb that he still has even in front of him.
I know you talked a few weeks about how you don't believe in a freshman wall, but with Killian, is it a matter of with him kind of defensively that it's maybe affecting the shot a little bit, or what he does on the offensive end?
I'd say more than anything, Killian's at his best when he's extremely disruptive defensively, and I felt like he did an unbelievable job setting the tone at Utah. Unfortunately, picked up a couple early fouls, which dictated rhythm, rotation, those sort of things that have an effect on you. But Killian has been dynamic guarding the basketball, and I think specifically at Utah, we talked so much about getting back to being so disruptive, and he did an unbelievable job of that. So I'm confident, just like we've seen at different points in the year, when he's ultra aggressive defensively, when he's after the basketball, when he's speeding people up, turning them over, that's when he's going to be at his best offensively. So our focus for him is to really, that defensive intent, that defensive physicality, that defensive motor, and then the offensive follow.
TJ, do you recall a time when the Big 12 conference standings was like this, where you have 4 teams tied in second place at this point of the year?
Yeah, I don't know if I can specifically recall a time that case has been there, but obviously, at the top of our league, it's really, really good. I think you look at, whether it's 6, 7 teams that you've seen throughout the course of the year, what they've continued to do, how they've continued to compete. I think it's been really, it's been a fun challenge because the league is so strong, and I think top to bottom it's great, but when you really look at the elite level that 6 or 7 of those teams are playing with consistently, it's been so competitive.
How does the league different where when it was 10 teams, you're like, okay, can they get 6, 7, 8 teams in the league? And now it's in the tournament, and now you probably have 6 teams that are Elite 8, Final Four caliber.
Yeah, I think, to your point, like when there was 10 teams in the league, and I think there was a year we may have even gotten 8 of the 10. And I think top to bottom, we were just, there wasn't much separation, I think. And now I think there's, like you said, there's some teams at the top that are really, really good and have depth, have a lot of different ways to win games. And so, I don't spend a lot of time comparing one year to the next and that sort of thing, but I definitely recognize that these are some of the best teams, and there's quite a few teams in our league that could make a great run in the conference tournament or in the postseason, just because the things that they do to be successful. I think there's great defense. I think teams share the basketball, tough with the basketball, and then I think, there's just such great players right now in our league that any of these teams could really elevate and go on a run.
You talk so much about recruiting players from good families and good backgrounds. Being with Nate Heisey for 2 years now, does he seem like someone who's looked up to a gold medalist sister?
Yeah, I mean, look, Nate is extremely important to me. I mean, I have tremendous confidence and belief in him, and I value so much the work that he does every single day. And I've said over and over, he's going to keep playing great here late in the year. It's what he does, and we believe in him. We're going to continue to create more opportunities for him to do so. So, look, I know in watching that gold medal match with him and seeing the pride that he has in his sister and how close their family is, it's really cool to see. And I know at the same time, he's highly competitive, and as thrilled as he is for his sister, he has big-time goals and aspirations for us and his season and this season and what he has yet to accomplish.
Where did you guys watch?
We were in my office.